Welcome one, welcome all. So happy to have you guys here with us. If you're just tuning in, we're just starting. All right, so we want to welcome you to this live update. So it's the 200 meters for men semis that are on, and I'm just going to switch to the next screen right now so that we can see what is happening, and then we'll give you some updates. All right. So thank you so much for sticking and staying with us. We really appreciate having you here with us. And I just tested and I recognize that you're hearing me loud and clear in the chat there. So that is definitely fantastic. All right. So in a little bit here, I'll go back to some of these results, but right now it's the men's 200 meters, all right, and it's the semis, and it is each one here that is getting ready. And let me just see how best I can share this with you guys as best as I can. So in lane one, Jason Lewis, lane two, Ashani Smith, lane three, Jordan Morgan, lane four, Giovanni Davis, lane five, Chevoy Reed, lane six, Odane Crooks, lane seven, Michael Campbell, and in lane eight, Adrian Carr. All right, so we'll definitely keep you posted as to what is happening in this one for sure. All right, let me know where you're tuned in from. All right, that would be fantastic as we continue here to grow stronger together. All right, so again, welcome one, welcome all. So happy to have you here with us. And my apologies for the long start. But, technicalities sometimes, we have to deal with those. All right, as you can see there, the time's populating on screen. All right, so in a little bit, we'll go back and at the women's event. But again, welcome one, welcome all. And let me just get this one out. And as the results come in. All right. So again, welcome everybody. All right, so Adrian Carr taking this one 20.75, Odane 27.9, Michael 20.81, Chevoy 20.83, Jordan 21 flat there, Ashani 21.31, Jason 21.39, Giovanni 21.53. All right, so that's the first heat, and we'll definitely see. We're getting to the second one, and it's the top two who will advance, then the next two best times to the final. All right, I am very interested in this one just to see how Brian how he levels up for this one. You can see here the bubble time 2083. All right, again, welcome one, welcome all. So happy to have you here with us. All right, so let me just quickly take a look in the chat here. Just to see who is here. Mindset. Thanks, Mindset. I appreciate the tea. Really appreciate the tea, Mindset. You know the thing set. This morning we were up early and just trying to get some information out for persons who perhaps, have missed. And we still have some more, quick updates to put out. So stay tuned for those and support those as well. All right, so guys, as you come, man, hit the like button. Don't let me have to ask you. Hit the like button, hit the subscription button as we continue to grow stronger together. It has been a fantastic few days in the context of the trials. Tech gaming, welcome. And I got to know, but with life, we're turning a lot of things. All right. So thanks for being here. All right. In the next seat here, we have Mark Manley, Mark Anthony Daly, Deshaun Gordon, Dejan Strawn, Javel Wright, Javari Tawas, Taekwondo Tracy, and Brian Level. Now, Level is running out of lane 8. And we'll see what happens here. And, I definitely looking forward to see how he's looking. And definitely won't spoil that for you. All right. So again, welcome one, welcome. We know that last evening, Brian Level, he pulled up perhaps from some cramps. He did enough earlier today, coming in the number 2 spot to secure, a spot here now in the semis. So we want to see him, going, because the 200 for sure is his better event. So we really want to see what will happen in this one for sure. So again, we can see him stretching the legs at this point. So we just hope that he will be fine. So as you can see there on screen, and I won't spoil it for you, I'll just talk after. All right, thanks for being here. In a little bit, I'll be right there in the chat. All right, so we'll see here on screen in a little bit. All right, so Level got a good start, 2051. All right, Brian Level was doing fantastic. He looks smooth in that one, easy, slowing down, shutting down at the line. So 25-1, fantastic to see Level. Taekwondo Tracy, 2079 in the number 2 spot. Next, Javari, 29-0. All right, again, it's the top 2. We recognize the bubble time there, 2083. So Javari there right now won't be moving forward. Javel 2021-29, Deshaun 21-36, Dejan 21-49, Mark Anthony 21-55, and Mark Manley 21-94. So this is good to see Brian Level taking control of the race, looking really smooth and just shutting it down. So that is fantastic to see from my vantage point. So happy to see that. And maybe when he recognized that he was feeling something there in the 100, he was like, you know what? Let me not push myself, because the 200 is really a better event for me. All right, let's take a look at the final heat here. Shemar Palmer, O'Dane Somerville in lane 2. Next, Javon White there, followed by Demar Francis in 4. Christopher Taylor in 5. Shakur Williams in 6. Kadrian Golson in 7. And Mazina Barrett in 8. All right, so we'll see that going. And again, the bubble time here that we are paying attention to is 2083. All right, so again, welcome one, welcome all. If you're just tuning in, thank you so much for being here. And let me know where you're tuned in from. I'm not seeing any new comments in the chat. All right, not seeing any new comments in the chat yet. Guys, you gotta keep the chat going to keep my company on this side as well. All right, so that is definitely important. All right, so you want to ensure that you're keeping my company. So Christopher Taylor, glad to see him back in the sport. And he would be trying to do very well here. I'm expecting him to do better in the 200 here. I'm not sure how much the 100 rounds will have on him, because he was in the prelims and going through and then here again. So we'll definitely see what happens in that context. All right, so that is something that we're looking forward to, all right, in this one. And again, it's coming down, and I think the 200 would be a better event for Chris Taylor too than the 100. So we'll definitely see what happens. All right, so let me just quickly check back in the chat here. Let me just check here in the chat. And not seeing any new comments. Come on, guys. Let's get the likes up to 15. We can definitely do that. So close the X, hit the thumbs up button. All right, as we continue to grow stronger together. All right, like it, guys. And as you can see there, I won't spoil the fun for you, but you will watch along on screen and I'll update you after. All right, so and there you go. So Adrian Golson got a good start in this one, but as you can see, 2050. Christopher Taylor did some fantastic work to take control of this one. And it's a commanding run from Christopher Taylor, 20.50. 2076 for Kadrian Golson, 2106 for Demar. All right, Shakar 2109, Shamar 2112, Mazino 2138, Javon 2147, Odin, they're rounding things off. And here you go in terms of the times. So Taylor coming back here, the fastest qualifier going into the final. Christopher Taylor, 2050. Brian Level, 2051. Adrian Carr, 2075. Kadrian, 2076. Odin, 2079. Taekwondo, 2079. Michael, 2081. Chevoy, 2083. And of course, you know, let me just acknowledge the other athletes as well. All right, so Javari, Jordan, Demar, Shakur, Shamar, Javal, Ashani, Deshaun, Mazino, Jason, Javon, Deshaun, Dejon, Giovanni, Mark Anthony, Odin, Mark, and Mark. So this is the result. All right, so this is the result taking us into the final. Welcome one, welcome all. All right, so happy to have you guys here with us as we continue to grow stronger together. We should be at about 20 likes now. All right, so guys, how come I'm not seeing any new comments in the chat? Come on, guys. Come on, come on, come on. All right, hit the like button, hit the subscription button, and let us continue to grow stronger together. All right, so just to let you know what is coming up, or what's happening at this point, the men discuss, that is happening. All right, we'll have the women 200, so from the heptathlon. We'll also have coming up, all right, in a few minutes, so at about 6:40 Jamaica time, we should have the hurdles, all right, in that context. So the prelims for the women's 100-meter hurdles and the men's 110-meter hurdles. And we'll have the finals for the women's 800, men's 800, as well as the 400-meter hurdles for women and men finals. All right, so some great events coming up. IT Push, welcome. Thanks for being here. Happy to have you here. So I'm going to go back now to the women's 200 meters because while I was trying to set up that just evade me. All right. So just to let you know, just for you to see the results here. All right. So just to let you know, guys, Sharika is not in this one. All right. So Sharika did not participate. And I'm sorry that Ovi is not yet here in this conversation. But remember, guys, I've been sharing with you that I believe Sharika is not going to double at the World Championships. And I could be wrong. It's just an assumption. So I just want to clear that up. I did not hear from Sharika. It's just my own assumption based on some things that I have observed. And I feel, I could be wrong again, all right, that she's not going to double. We know that Sharika has a bye for the 200 meters. So accordingly, we should have 4 athletes, all right, in the 200 meters. But I am just wondering, given what I am seeing here, she's not even attempting one of the rounds. And it's just perhaps to me, she's going to focus more on the 200, but we'll see. And I would love to hear your views on this as well, in the context of Sharika and this 200 meters, what are your views? Would love to hear from you as well. So the question is, will Sharika double? What are your views on that? All right, so that's the situation there. And I'm going to open the phone line too to take some calls because I cannot do this alone. It's not just my voice, okay? It's voices. So definitely I want to hear from you guys as well. So again, welcome one, welcome all. So happy to have you guys here with us. All right, so I am just checking in the chat here. Not seeing any new comments just yet. All right, and all right, so Eco, welcome Eco. Happy to have you here with us. All right. So come on, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscription button. Don't be stingy with the likes. Come on. All right, it's a super Saturday. So also, subscribe. Subscribe, that is definitely important. Share, share, share. And if you want to get super in the chat, that is okay as well. All right, so let me just get this system up. And let's try to get some calls in. I'm going to drop the WhatsApp number in the chat. And we hope to hear from you guys. So I'm just pinning that number to the top of the chat. So you should be seeing the number in the chat there. How does Level look? Well, Level looks smooth and he's looking good. So he shut it down mindset, and that was good to see. So he looks very relaxed. He looks relaxed to me. So I was a bit concerned based on what happened in the 100, but he is looking good to me. So I am not too worried at this point. So hopefully whatever he felt in that 100 final is gone, right? But he looks good. He looks good, and that's very good to see. All right, so guys, the number is in the chat. Give us a call. We would like to hear from you. And hopefully Ovi will join us very soon as well. All right, so on screen here, you're looking at the qualifiers, all right, for the final here for the 200 meters. So I am seeing just about 7. So I'm not too sure why they are not including Douglas at this point, but that's the context there. All right, let's just take this caller. Hello, caller. You're live. Hi, Tech Gaming. What's up, Maxine? How you doing? I'm good. Guys, let me know if you're hearing the caller loud and clear in the chat.
I'm glad for Brian Lovell. I'm glad. It's better.
You need to turn down your YouTube feed, Maxine. It's coming through.
Really?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Yes. I am happy for Brian Lovell that he make it through without any injury. He feels better than last night.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
and if Brianna Williams she doesn't make I am for disappointment. Does she have a chance for the relay
Brenna Williams has qualified for the 200 final.
to qualify?
Yes.
Okay.
She came second in her heat there behind
Oh,
Jodine Williams.
okay, that's wonderful. Yeah. So she will be in the relay as well.
Brenna, let me just go back. It was the top six. I can't remember Bree in there.
Oh
I
wow.
doubt it. I'll have to go back
And
to yesterday's, but let me just pull that up for you guys. Let me go back there. I don't think Brianna was in the top six. So guys, let me know if you're hearing the caller any better, if it is louder now. So let me just
oh
go to
wow.
the 100s here and just pull that up. So the top six, yeah, Brianna wasn't even in the final. So the
Oh
top
wow.
six, Tina, Sharika, Shelly, Jodine, Janelle, Alana.
Oh wow.
So that's the top six
Wow.
for the relays.
Okay. I don't sure Shelly. I'm not Shelly. Shelly going to do the 200. I know because yeah, like I said she was gonna do. So I
No,
don't know when she.
Shelly not doing any 200.
Shelly,
No, she's not on the list here. So but Sherika is a buy. So she doesn't have to
oh,
run the 200.
okay,
She has
okay,
a buy into
okay,
the 200 at the World Championship because she's a reigning
oh,
champion.
okay, that's good. Okay, wonderful. Well, let us see what's going on for us.
Yeah, for
This
sure.
year, I guess we will do for this year. I guess we will do good. Mhm. Yeah. So that's all I wanted to say. That's my few words.
All right. Thank you so much, Maxine. Thanks for calling in. All right. All right. So yes, guys, and let me know if you're still hearing me loud and clear. And you have to help me out in the chat with the callers, all right? So just let me know if you're hearing. All right, and Ika shared that was lower. I hopefully that latter part, was better. All right, and Al Kush, welcome. Yes, so that's in regarding Brianna there. Forever blessed, welcome. Trinidad, so my doubles friends are here. And Al Kush is, confirming that, as I shared there, Sharika has a buy there into the 200, so she does not have to run. Mats Morgan, thanks and welcome to the chat. All right. So yes, guys, let me know and we'll try to get, work on the calls because we're using different devices just to ensure that we're able to connect with you guys and to bring you the best updates as best as we can. All right, so we'll work on ensuring that the calls come through, quite clearly. So you just have to help us because, we're head cook and bottle washer, engineer and producers and host and everything in one. So it's sometimes hard to really check to do some quality checks. All right. So thanks for sharing there in the chat. All right. So let's go back to today and just to share here where we're at. So the men's long jump, all right, that is going on, and we can look at some things here, perhaps just not ready for us there-ish. All right, but that's happening, I believe, there. And the men's discuss there, all right, so that you can see there. We should have, let me just scroll down here. Perhaps those are the results here. We should have the women's 100-meter hurdles coming up at about 6:40 Jamaica time. All right, so Carrie McLeod, jump in there. All right, so in the context of the heat here, this is heat number 1. So as you can see, the top 3 from each heat, all right, will advance plus the next 2 best times. All right, so okay, here we have heat number 1. We will see Sante of Edwin Allen, Janella, all right, Demisha, Abiba, all right, Akira, Onika, and Shimera. All right, so Shimera here doing quite a few events. And then in the next heat, we'll see Shania, Crystal Morrison, think two, doing a few events there. Maya, Megan, Daniel, Kerika, Yannick. So no, I would not be surprised if Daniel does not show up for this one because she has a bye and so she does not need to run. All right. So for the hurdles, we'll have 4 Jamaicans. So that's fantastic. So it's just 2 heats. All right. So we'll definitely see what happens. Let me just quickly take a look in the chat here. And I'm not seeing any new comments from my side. Not seeing any new comments here. All right, Tamar, welcome. And Tamar is saying Team Akira Nugent, and she should do well. Hopefully the slams don't have any effect on, what happens here today. So she should do well for sure. All right. And we are definitely looking forward to seeing, some of the best athletes go to represent Jamaica land we love. So thank you so much for coming over. Really appreciate that and for sharing in the chat there. Guys, can we get the likes going? Remember to close the X and hit the like button. And Megan Topper as well as Karika Hill. I would love to see Karika Hill doing some fantastic, things. She's here in heat number 2. All right. And I believe, yeah, so with Daniel out, we're looking for 3 others to go. Akira Nugent should be in there. And I'll say Yannick. All right. I'm not too sure if it's not Yannick. Not Yannick I'm looking for. I'm looking for, perhaps is it Amoy? MVP athlete. Perhaps it's Amoy. All right, so we'll definitely see Megan Tapper as well. Karika Hill, so some good athletes here, in this one for sure. So definitely looking forward to seeing some good performances. And Iko is saying she has talent, but a little bit inconsistent. So we hope that she's consistent today because we definitely, want her to be consistent when it counts, right? All right, so for sure, welcome one, welcome all. So happy to have you here with us. The WhatsApp number is in the chat. Don't be afraid to give us a call. Even if you just want to say, hi, I like the program, I like the vibe here, just give me a call and, just shout me up on this side. So we have about 10-12 minutes to go before the 100-meter hurdles. So let's take a look at the 110. And it's the top 2 from each heat plus the next 2 best times. So the 110 for men. All right, in heat number 1, we should see Dejor, then Giano, Ansel Parchment, LaFrance, Rashid Broadbell, Jaheim Ailes, and Chevron Depas. Now, heat 1 is very competitive. Very competitive, so perhaps we'll get some fast times from this one. We'll see. Or depending on how the top athletes decide, how to handle the race. So we'll definitely see what happens in that one. In the next heat, we should see David Raven, Orlando Bennett, Jaheim, Demario, Richard, Joel. Orlando Bennett, for sure, we're expecting him, and we'll definitely see what happens. Over in the next one, we have Charvis, Rashim, Odario, Jerome, Tyler, Matthew, and Joshua. All right, so we'll definitely see. And again, the international athletes, they won't impact the qualifiers for the Jamaican team. All right, so just to let you know that. So, what are your views, in the chat here? Let me just quickly step on in the chat here and let's see what's happening. All right, so Mindset is saying, haven't heard Ovi. Is he not on tonight? You'll be joining soon. It's just that sometimes, Mindset, we life and we have so many things doing. So it's trying to balance things, but he should be coming on soon. All right, so Ovi, if you're listening, the people need you. All right, so join us as soon as you can. But he should be joining us soon. And Tamar is saying Parchment and Rashid, and Eco is agreeing it's a crazy heat. So that's the first one there. Bennett as well, and Mindset Broadbell to be national champion, in my opinion. I think so. That's a fair point there. All right, so we'll see what happens in that one for sure. Welcome, guys. And again, please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button as we continue to grow stronger together. All right. That is definitely important. All right. So we're here and just waiting here. Eco is saying Broadbell. All right. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. So it's roll call time. All right. Let me know where you're tuned in from. So drop the place, the country, the name of the country, and the flag. Let me know where you're tuned in from. It's roll call. All right. Roll call, roll call. And I'll just drop some music on that roll call note as well. So let me know where you're tuned in from. Yes, guys, rock and come in. All right, guys, on that note, guess who is here? Hello, Avi. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello, I'm here. I'm here at last. Sorry, guys, for the delay, but things happen, and I definitely missed you guys too. I missed a little bit of what is happening, so you guys will be filling me in on what happened in those 200 meters. I'm looking forward to seeing the finals whenever that comes up. But I missed out, but I definitely missed being a part of the community earlier. So I'm here now, so we're all good. How are you doing?
I am good on my side. Good on my side. So on that note, Eco, Jamaican living in New York. So welcome, New York. I can't sing, you know what I like to sing. And Tamar is living in Westmoreland. So big up, all right, out west there for sure. Come on, guys, let us know where you're tuning in from. Drop your comments in the chat. All right, let me just go and take this caller. Hello, caller, you're live. Or okay, perhaps not there. All right, so we'll see. All right, again, guys, welcome, welcome. Happy to have you guys here with us as we continue to grow stronger together. Come on, come on. Now is the time. Hit the like button, hit the subscription button, give us a call. And Mindset is saying, big up Ovi. All right. So welcome one, welcome all. And guys, we really need your support as we journey to 10K, all right? We want to get to 10K subscribers. So ensure that you're sharing, hitting that subscription button, and, tell your friend, your family members, your countrymen and women to come over and be a part of Voices in Education, all right? We look forward to your support. All right, so we'll definitely keep you posted as we continue here. And we're waiting for the sprint hurdles. So in just about 4 minutes, guys. So we're getting closer there. All right, so let's just go back here to the women's hurdles. So we have 2 heats, so we'll definitely see what happens here. So less than 4 minutes away, all right, for the hurdles, all right, first semis. All right, so we'll definitely see what happens. All right, again, welcome one, welcome all. So happy to have you guys here with us. And in heat 1 here, we'll see Sante, Janella, Demisha, Abiba, Akira, Anika, Shimera. All right, so again, welcome one, welcome all. Let me know where you're tuned in from. All right, and the athletes, they're there at the start. And in a little bit, you'll see the time going on screen there. And then for sure, I will give you the update. All right, thanks for being here. Please ensure that you hit that like button, hit that subscription button. Orville, welcome. And Coach Sweeney from Chicago is back on the #1 live stream, Voices in Education. All right, Orville, thank you so much for making it Voices in Education. We really appreciate your support. And in a little bit, you'll see the time there running on screen. All right, so yeah, it's good to stick and stay with us for sure. And I won't spoil anything for you unless I have to give you some updates. But other than that, we'll watch on screen and then I'll provide you with the updates. All right. All right. So they were in the set position and then they were asked to stand up. So we hope that everything will go well here. And they are getting a green card, so fall to start. So that is good. And one thing for sure that I appreciate, it's our trials, right? We need to ensure that we have the best of the best representing Jamaica in that context. So the athletes, they go to their marks again. So look on screen, guys. And again, if I need to update you, I'll let you know. All right, so we'll keep an eye out and we'll see what happens. And they're asked to stand up again. I feel like somebody's really but hopefully they all get a green card again. So drama, drama. And we can do without the drama considering what we're coming off last evening. So hopefully it's another green card because we want to ensure, and Megan Tapper and the others, Daniel is there. So she's having a fantastic championship. They're all laughing. So it's another green card, which is good, but not the kind of drama that you want to see. And I have something in my head, but I won't put it out there. Let's just keep it. And that's the situation. But again, I appreciate these starters. All right, there you go. And as you can see there, this is semifinal one. The results they're populating on your screen. And they were sent away. All right. On the third time, Akira Nugent got a good start and she hurdled very well. And, you know, it was a good run, slowing down at the line there for Akira Nugent. So 12.76, as you can see, 12.89 for Demisha, 13.03 there for Janella, I believe there. Let's just go and look here. Yes, and then Shimeria, 13.16. Onika, 13.20. All right, Shantae there, 13.60. So it's the top three, all right, plus the next two best times. So as you can see right now, the bubble time is 13.20. So we'll see what happens, all right, in this context. So let's go. All right, let's try and do this. Let me just switch here. All right, so the next heat comes up here. All right, so we should see in this one, Shania Myers, all right, in two, Crystal Morris next, Amoy Brown, Megan Tapper, Daniel Williams, Kerita Hill, Yannick Thompson. All right, so we'll see what happens. And Mindset in the chat is saying, I really hope Parchment or Broadbelt can get the better of Grant Holloway this year. And Eco is saying, you know, more confident in Broadbelt. Mark, thanks for coming over. All right, thanks for being here with us again. All right, and Level is looking good so far, so that is good to see, Mark. Like he had a good run, running from lane 8 there in the semis. He got in control of the race. He looked very smooth, and then he shut it down as he approached the line. So that was fantastic to see. So whatever it was yesterday, we hope that, you know, that just went away for good. All right, fantastic. So again, guys, come on. We're not yet at 20 likes. Come on, let's get the likes up to 50. Hit the like button, hit the subscription button as we continue to grow stronger together. So the final heat here. So we'll see here. So Daniel is running here, which is surprising because she has a bye. She does not have to run. And as you perhaps know by now, Sharika did not run in the 200 meters. And it's the same thing. Sharika has a bye. She's the reigning champion, so she does not have to run. All right, so that's the situation there. Welcome one, welcome all. So happy to have you guys here with us. Let us know where you're tuned in from. All right, would love to give you a big voices in education, welcome. So don't be afraid to let us know. And Eco is saying, as a Calabar old boy, big up to Chris Taylor. What we say, Rabalak. All right, so welcome, welcome. And if you're 40s, come and share in the chat. This is the brave. All right, you can finish that for sure. But big up Eco, Rabalak. All right. Oh, Christopher Taylor looked very well in the 200. He has the fastest time going into the final. I would say he did a little bit more because I'm trying to remember who was in there, but he did some work to get into that position. But once he was there, like he looks good. So he has the fastest time going into the final. So that's fantastic. So yeah, so here we go here. And all right, so remember we're having that conversation too about the Diamond League and the wild card. We are still not able to finalize if they're using the winners from last year or if they're going to use the winners from this year the right before the championship. So once we get that information, we'll definitely share because we're talking about the possibility of Tia getting in back into the World Championship. So we'll definitely see what happens in this one for sure. And Ika is saying Rabalak forever and went there in the 1960s. You see, guys, we have people from all over. So if you're 40s, Rabalak, if you're a country people, we on it, all right? So, and guys, if you're interested in football, we're here. The Costa Cup, Manning Cup, we do that too. That season is coming back up. All right there in September. So we're here for it all right? We do current affairs. So elections coming up, we do that too. We want to have different voices here on this platform. Ovi, oh, come here so quiet. I'm gonna come to you right after this hurdle event just to hear from you. You're very quiet, but whenever after this one, we'll just pop in with you. As you can see, the time is going there. All right, so big run here from Megan Tapper. She got a fantastic start and she dismissed the field. Megan Tapper. So 12:50 is the time. And she was very, very clean. Fantastic run. She hugs Daniel. Very businesslike for Megan Tapper. And let me tell you, she's happy. You remember what happened to Tapper at the last trials? There were tears. So it's good. Kerika Hill is into the final, 12:77. All right. So Kerika Hill doing fantastic. So, but Tapper dismissed the field. Like clinically, technically, she was clean, business, and it's World Champs qualifying time there. So 12:50, Daniel Williams there, 12:76. Akira Nugent, 12:76 as well. makes it into the final. Kerika Hill, 1277. And let's see here, we also have Demisha, 1289. Janella, 1303. Amoy Brown, 1284. So the non-automatic qualifiers, Yannick Thompson, 1297. But Megan Tapper left it all on the track. So, and I am seeing here, Cheryl, big ups to Grand Cayman. Is here, Cheryl, where in Grand Cayman? West Bay, Georgetown. Talk to me, talk to me. All right. And Alkush is saying, come on, Tapa. Well, she's on. She's lit. All right. And Mark is saying, what a race. 5 sub 13 for sure there. And Megan always turn up at trials. That's eco. Ovi, I am coming over to you. Talk to me.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm just listening in and looking to see exactly what is happening. Megan Tapper destroyed the field just now. Beautiful, beautiful running. And I think she might have picked the start. She was out of there. The reaction time was second to none. She left everyone else in the block with that start, and she maintained it right throughout. That was awesome running from Megan Tapper. And just to say, it's good to see that Daniel isn't taking anything for granted. She is still putting in the work. Muscle memory is good, so she's making sure that she's, taking advantage of the races that are there. Hurdles and obstacle race. You can never, I don't think you can ever practice enough to do well in that sport. So I think it's the right choice that she has made to perform, even though she does not have to. So it's good to see her out there. And, good field, lovely running by the athletes. Nugent did really, really well in her heat as well. So it's all coming together, I would say. And yeah, I'm here. I'm quiet, but I'm here. And I know some persons who are on the line here who are just as quiet, probably a little bit more quiet than I am. But what I'm asking you guys to do, just close the chat, hit the like button, hit the subscription button, and help us to continue to grow. We love the we love the camaraderie that we have here. We love bringing these updates to you, and you guys have made this platform a wonderful place. Thank you guys for all the welcome messages that I saw earlier. Really appreciate that. Continue to stick and stay with us. Coming back over to you.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much of it there for sharing. And let me go back in the chat here. Cheryl, West Bay. So big up and hello to all the people tuned in from West Bay in Grand Cayman. All right. So thank you so much for being here. Gail, welcome, welcome. Happy to have you here with us. All right. So the next event, so they're pretty much taking the time, all right, to just, I guess, set up the track. So the men 110-meter hurdles, all right, that comes up at about 7:30, yeah, Jamaica time. So again, now is a little time where we can take one or two quick phone calls, just one or two quick phone calls as we continue here. I am just trying to figure this out. All right. So, yeah. So, yeah, we can take a few calls. So the number is pinned at the top of the chat there. Would love to hear your voice. If you're calling, ensure that your YouTube is muted. All right. So we don't get a feedback. All right. That would be fantastic. But would love to hear your voice as we get ready for the men's. But before I go, I just want to also acknowledge Crystal Morrison, Shimara, Onika, Shania, and Shantae for also being a part of the 110-meter hurdles. All right, so that is fantastic. So yeah, that's the situation, and we can show you some finishes there, photo finish there from Tapa on screen, and it's a world champs qualifying time 12:73 there, so 12:50, fantastic run. All right, so just to show you that. All right, so fantastic, fantastic. All right, welcome again. If you're just tuning in, welcome. And Gail is saying, all right, so the hurdlers, in terms of the Grand Slam track champions there. All right, thanks for sharing in the chat. And remember, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscription button. Can you just close the X at the top and 10 persons just hit the like button at this point? That would be fantastic. All right, so let's just do that at this point. And remember, the WhatsApp number is pinned to the top of the chat there. You can definitely give us a call. All right, so we have the discuss that is going on. So let us just take a look at what's happening there. And not really seeing much, but we'll definitely follow up to see what is happening. But again, the men's, all right, 110 hurdles comes up, all right, at 6:30. No, not 6:30, 7:30 Jamaica time. All right. So you can work that out, all right, based on where you're at. All right, so again, welcome one, welcome all. So what we're going to do then, and these are the results here for the women going into the final, all right, from the hurdles. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go to some music and we do the roll call. So let me know where you're tuned in from. Drop the parish, the place, the country. If you're doing country, drop the flag plus the name of the country in the chat. All right, so let me just go back to some music here. All right, fantastic, fantastic. All right, Gail, I responded to your comment there in the chat. All right, so Daniel, for sure, she has a buy, but it does not prevent her from competing. She does not have to compete also, so that's up to the athlete. Basic IT, all right, welcome. So this is Carrian and okay, Carrian. So welcome straight out of Mandeville, Manchester, Jamaica. Cool, cool Mandeville. And Waterhouse, all right, is in the house. Of course, Eco is here. And on this note, too, guys, I want to publicly wish Elaine Thompson era a happy, happy birthday. All right, wherever she is, happy birthday going just sending best wishes to Elaine Thompson era and still the fastest woman alive. All right, so we wish, Elaine all the very best and we hope to see Elaine back on the track very soon. So happy birthday to Elaine and all the very best. All right, so just to let you guys know that for sure. All right, so welcome. So I suppose that Kerry, you have some IT and EDPM things going on there. So guys who want to support. So if you're, I don't know, I am assuming, so you can correct me in the chat there. So if you have students who are interested in those subject areas, for sure, go over and check out Basic IT and EDPM with Karian Reed Simpson. I'm assuming. So Karian, you can definitely correct me on that one. All right. All right. So welcome one, welcome all. So happy to have you guys here with us. All right. Please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button as we continue to grow stronger together. All right. So again, welcome one, welcome all. And Eco is saying, hope it's not too late for Elaine. Happy birthday, my star. And that is it, Best wishes going out to Elaine. And we're here. Ovi, I'm coming over to you.
I'm here. I'm still here listening in, and I want to join everyone who is wishing Ilian a happy birthday. I'm not sure, how she's feeling at this moment, knowing that she would want to be out there on the track. But you know, just hold the faith, and time is the master, and I'm sure she'll get back out there and get some good performances in once more. So hopefully she's enjoying it to the best of her ability. I know it's going to be a little bit hard in times like these, but once we have life, we have to just say that we have hope, and we will definitely rise above our adversities, and that's what I'm wishing for her right now in this moment. Yes, and cool, cool Mandeville. That's awesome. Manchester is my place. I love Manchester, and good to see persons in here from Manchester. And I'm going to sound a little bit biased for Manchester because of that. A place that has that cool, cool weather, as you mentioned, my co-host. A really wonderful parish to live in. So, but Jamaica is such a wonderful country, dynamic parishes right throughout. Jamaica is a good country, but each parish have them own little thing. So them, wherever you live in the world, wherever you live in right now, just pick up yourself. And thanks to all the persons who have checked in. We're checking in and finding out how many persons have liked and subscribed. Do we have any new subscribers here today? If you are new to this channel, new to this platform, and you want us to give you a Voices in Education welcome, just let us know in the chat. We like to welcome new members to our family right here. And that's pretty much what we do. It's a big family here, and we're always open to get new persons on board We respect each other, and that's what we thrive on. We really, really respect each other's view and so on. So we don't disrespect anyone, and we make sure that respect goes both ways. And Eco is saying that he lived in Manchester for a short time. All right, we're in Manchester, Eco. And how was your experience in the parish? So, my co-host, coming back over to you. Before I come over though, I'd just like to say I'm happy that Lavelle did well in the 200 meters. I was a little bit worried about him in terms of what happened with the 100 finals last evening. But it's good to know that he's up and running. And let me also take time out to wish Tia all the best. Hopefully the injury that she suffered is not anything that is really major or significant, that you recover from that really soon. All right, Hatchfield, Manchester, big up in itself. Woodlawn, Georges Valley. Where else in Manchester? Belfield. Yes, all those places. And if you go down South Manchester, Newport, Crosskeys, all of those places, Knockpatrick, Manchester, up and large. So thank you so much, Ika, for engaging us in the chat. I'm coming back over to you, my co-host. So let me know if you are ready.
All right, fantastic there, Ovi. Thanks for sharing and for letting us know that a Manchester you thing there. All right. Large and in charge. All right. So fantastic. So we're waiting for the 110 meter hurdles. So in about 24 minutes or so, that should come up. And Iko is saying it was wonderful at the time. And he was there in the 70s. All right, when the political madness started. Wow. All right, so for sure, we're happy to have all of you here, and keep the chat going, guys, because we really appreciate the interactions. And I'm just going to throw this out to you guys. I asked it earlier. What are your views on Sharika doubling? Do you believe that Sharika is going to double? Will Sharika double? That is, do the 100 and the 200 events there in Tokyo. So we want to hear from you in that context as well. All right, that would be good. And we're still trying to figure out, because I read something last evening regarding the Diamond League, where I believe it said that the last year Diamond League, they won't move to this year. And I am not too sure. So I wanted to double check that to confirm, but I've been checking, World Championships and not seeing anything in particular to what I am looking for. So we'll definitely see, and we'll keep an eye on that to figure out, what is happening. So let me just check in the chat here. And hope she does. That's from Eco. All right, so come on in, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscription button, and let us just continue to grow stronger together. All right, that is definitely important. All right, we are trying to get to 10K, and I also want you to ensure that you have your post notification turned on, because we're doing some quick updates as well, and would love your support on those videos. Really quick updates, all right? So perhaps like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I don't think it's going to exceed 10 minutes. So some really quick updates. And we don't do clickbait. So you can definitely trust our conversations in that context. So would love to hear from you regarding those questions that I posed earlier, just to get a sense of your views, because again, it's not just my voice, Ovi's voice, it's our voices, right? And yes, Gail, that will happen for the 100-meter hurdles as well as the 200 for women. All right. So yeah, because we have world reigning world champions.
So just want to weigh in on the question that you asked about Sharika Jackson. I personally don't know what she will do, but I believe she's going to. Let me put it that way. I believe she's going to do both because if she's in good health, she's running well, then she's going to want all the accolades that she can get. So that's my view. I think she will definitely go for both. I'll stand corrected just in case she doesn't, but I'm thinking that she
That
will go for both.
yeah,
Yes?
that's totally okay. It's just our views, in terms of our
Yeah, no problem.
assumptions. Yeah. So no worries
No
about
problem.
that because I just have a feeling that she won't. But we'll
Yeah, for
definitely
sure.
see as you shared.
Yeah. And just to share a little bit, I have seen a few races with Grant Holloway. I saw some person talking about, the 110 hurdles. Grant Holloway, his season is not off to the best start. He's improving though, which is good for him. So and he's a competitor. And one thing for sure with Grant, based on how I see him carrying himself, he's a decent gentleman, and I like the kind of aura that surrounds him. So I want him to do really really well, but we have to root for the Jamaicans. Pachi, we definitely want our guys to do really well in the 110 hurdles. So my thing to look for in the 110 hurdles this evening is to see how well our guys are doing in the 110 hurdles, and just to see if we have anybody that will pop up. I'm not sure if Amar McLeod register this year, my co-host?
No,
I'm not sure.
no,
So
no.
not in. So let's see if we have any new and exciting, 110 hurdles athlete coming through. And just to add to all that I've said before, the 110 hurdles and hurdles in general, you never rule anyone out of the race because it's an obstacle race. So anything can happen. So as an athlete, you have to go into a race like this and say, boy, I'm going to give myself the best opportunity to execute my race, and let everybody else take care of their race. So that's what happens in the hurdles race. Most times you go, sometimes you're not the favorite, but if you execute a good race, you could take the title. So hopefully all goes well in these races. The females, did well in their 100 meters hurdle. No, nothing happened. I didn't see anybody falling over, so I think they did pretty well, and I'm hoping for the same as it relates to the 110 meters hurdle. So, yeah, that's my thoughts right now, and I'm excited to see what our guys will do. Broadbell and Party looking forward to see how they come out on the track. So let me know in the chat who you are, bringing for Jamaica in the 110 meters hurdles. We definitely want to see some good running here. But in general, I want to see if there is anybody who is, following behind Broadbell and Party in terms of to take over reign in the 110 meters hurdles. Because, the athletics, Jamaica athletics seem to be going to a little bit of a transition here. So it's good to see some, new athletes coming up and putting their hand up and say, "I am here." So as I look on screen right now, I'm seeing some names coming up who are going to be in the first of three heats. So it's going to be Russell, Deborah Russell, Diana Roberts, Hansel Parchment, Campbell, Rashid Broadbell, Jaheim Hills, and Chevron DePass. So really, really good field here. And I would expect that, Pachi and and Broadbell would come through out of this one. But as I said, let's see how that pans out right here. But we what I love, guys, is that we're here, we're supporting the athletes, and what we need to do, we need to support them through thick or thin. If when they're on the high, we are going to be on the high with them, and when they're on the low, we're going to support them just the same to boost them so that they can get back up there. And what happened last night was really heartwarming with Sivella, where the crowd was right behind him. And, I think a huge part of him going back out there and performing was the fact that the crowd was there, urging him to go on. So, guys, don't you ever for 1 minute doubt your support that you're giving to the athletes. It is well received, I believe, and it helps them to go the extra mile, help them to push on, and that's what we have to do here. We're going to support them through thick and thin. So I'm going to come into the chat, and Mindset is saying that Grant has not started his season in the most impressive way. Yes, he's always dangerous, and yeah, war boys have the potential for sure. So as I was saying earlier, when it comes down to the hurdles, it you know that you have great athletes out there, but anything can happen, and that's why you have to go out there in the hurdles with your A game and with the mindset that you're going to execute. So thank you for sharing mindset. Gail is saying that she believes that Sherika will do both because she's competitive and was second place, and Shelly was placed third. Yes, and it's called Reba. Okay, I get what you're saying, Gail. You're saying that Sharika has all the motivation to go out there and take the 100 meters this time and put on that, add that to her 200 meters title. So I am with you with that too, Gail. I can see the determination in her face whenever the camera hits her. She always looks focused, and that's always great to see when it comes on to Sharika. And I was talking to my co-host, and we were reflecting on some of the errors that she has made in the past. You know, I am of the view that the 100 meters last world championship was in her grasp, and it was pretty much stolen away from her by Shakari. So I think since then she's not leaving anything to chance. And when she goes out there, I think she's going to just give it her all and make sure that she's going to run right through and put everything or leaving everything out there on the track. So, yep, I think she wants to make things right, as you would say, a rematch. She wants to go for the rematch and show that she is boss in both events. Um, I think so too. But it's not going to be easy. You'll have to go up against the likes of Julian Alfred, and her countrywomen, Tina Clayton, Shelley, and Fraser. So she has her work cut out in the 100 meters. And Gabby and those other girls are up there for the 200 meters, waiting for her as well. So let's see what her decision will be. We can only speculate right now. And Eco is saying that Eco is looking forward to seeing a Broadbell coming through with this 110 meters hurdles. All right, guys, continue to hit us up in the chat. If you're here and you haven't liked yet, you haven't subscribed yet, now is a good time to close the chat, hit the thumbs up button, turn your post hit the subscription button as well, and turn your post notification on because we want you to be here with us all the time. You have such good information to share with us here, and when we put all the information together, we definitely, we definitely have we're a force to reckon with. So continue to stick and stay here with us. We're really happy with your support. So remember, every like, every subscription, every share helps this channel to go further, and we really want you to just be here with us in that regard. Continue to contribute to this positive space. So thank you so much. Let me go back to the chat. Iko is saying there's a lapse in concentration and not focus, and that led to the loss. All right, cool. I agree with that too. You know, in these events, you can't take your eyes off the prize because sometimes you might just miss out, and I think that's what happened a little bit there. So that's it. And thank you guys for keeping us focused. We're getting closer to the 110 meters hurdles. I'm hearing about broad belt. I am looking forward to see your apartment does. Trevor Russell has been around for a little time, so let's see how he lines up in that first heat as well, and let's see what happens going forward. Is my co-host still here with me? Let me know when you are back. Yep. So we are still waiting for that 110 meters hurdle to pop on in because that's what we want to see how who's gonna get through there for Jamaica. And I'm seeing Eco saying exactly yes. We have to just go up there, and we they have to just learn from their mistakes. And I think Sherika has done a good job at that. Sharika, for one, she didn't have the best season last year, but thankfully, I'm seeing a certain level of focus that she has currently, and hopefully this will go throughout the season. So we want them to do really well, go out there and represent the country very well. So that's what we are really craving for. So, yes, remember to hit the like button, hit the subscription button, and we're currently waiting on the 110-meter hurdles. Last event that we saw, we were looking at the 100 meters hurdles. We saw the likes of Lugent and Daniel and Tappa coming out and doing really well alongside Teresa Hill. Not remembering all the athletes off the top of my head, but you know, some athletes came out and they did well. If you missed it, Kappa ran a beautiful race, dismissing the field, and she looks really good in her hurdling and ready to go. So I think the finals will be really good with the likes of Nugent, Kappa. I'm not sure if Daniel will contest the final, considering that she has a bye for that event. So we will see how that one goes when it's final time. But things are shaping up pretty nicely for for Jamaica. Some good athletes coming through, and the resurgence of Tapa is good to see. Not the tallest athlete, but she was quite efficient heading over those hurdles, and it was quite amazing to see how quickly she got out of the blocks. And after the first 10 meters, you could see that she had a clear lead on everyone, and she was doing really well. My co-host, um, wonder if you're here.
I'm here. I'm here.
I don't want the guys to just think I'm all here just talking out of their head. They love to hear your voice. So, yes,
They
guys,
like to hear
let's
from
get
you
up to
too.
50. Go ahead.
They like to hear from you too, so
Of
that's
course, of
fantastic.
course, of course. The mix is, I think the mix is good. You know, the mix is good when they hear both voices for sure. But yeah, let's get it up to 50 likes, guys. Can we do that? 50 likes? If you like what we are presenting here to you, if you're here and it's a little space that you think it's cool for you to chillax in, just show some support. Hit the like button, hit the subscription button. We know some persons are here who haven't done that, but please consider doing that and support us so that we can be here in the future. As your grandmother probably would say, they say encouragement, sweet labor. But I don't know if anybody. Have you ever heard that my co-host before? Encouragement, sweet labor. Let me hear in the chat if
Absolutely,
that. Have you
absolutely.
ever heard that one? So, you know, I would not just mean that when we come here and we see persons liking what we're doing, that gives us the motivation to go on. So, encouragement, sweet labor. So, please hit the likes, get us up to 50 likes, and we will definitely be encouraged here.
All right, fantastic. Thank you there, Ovi, as we turn our attention to the first heat of the 110-meter hurdles for men. Dejor Russell in two, next Gianna Roberts, followed by Ansel Parchment, LaFrance Campbell in five, Rashid Broadbell in six, Jaim Ailes in seven, Chevon DePass in eight. All right, so this is a well lit heat. All right. All right. So, we'll definitely follow along on screen here. All right. So, Dejour Rabalak, are you here? All right. So, top two from each heat plus the next two best times, as you will see, will advance. All right. So, again, welcome one, welcome all. So happy to have you guys here with us. All right, so we'll definitely see what happens in this one. I'm sure Answer Parchment wants to go back to Tokyo. You know why? Because that's where he got the Olympic gold medal. So Tokyo has a place in Answer's heart for sure, in that context. So we're definitely looking forward to Parchi coming out and making the team to go back, to journey back to Tokyo. And we all know that story, how, he got there just in time to participate and, like, bam, just won that gold medal. So we'll definitely see what happens in this one for sure. Lots to look forward to from these athletes. Guys, we're getting closer to the 100 mark. Come on. If you haven't hit the like button, what are you waiting for? We're doing our best to bring you the updates as best as we can. If we could show you everything that we are, seeing, we would. But, that's another story. But we really appreciate all the support that you have given us. And as you can see on screen there, I'll just allow us to view the screen. All right. So you see what's going on there. And it was a clean start. Broadbell got up very well. LaFrance was right there too. All right, Broadbell separated himself there, and Parchi very close there in the number two spot. La France, all right, in the number three spot, and we see the time. So 13:27 for Rashid, Parchi 13:32, 13:37 for La France, Giano 13:41. Dejour 13:50, Jahim 13:60. So we'll definitely see what happens. The bubble time here, 13:41. All right, so we'll see if La France and Gianna Roberts, if they'll make it through. So 13:41. All right, so Broadbell through to the final. I won't say it was the most comfortable run. All right, but he is through to the final. All right, so that's fantastic. All right, in this context. All right, so again, welcome one, welcome all. If you're just tuning in a little bit, there we go. Heat number 2 on screen here. David Warmington, Raven Walkin, Orlando Bennett, Jaheim Stern, Demario Prince, Richard Hall. All right. All right, so welcome. All right, Tech Gaming, you're saying encouragement, sweet and labor. So you're from Manchester. Fantastic. So pick up yourself, Justin. Welcome. Happy to have you here. All right, fantastic. And let's see here. Mindset. Encourage voices, guys, with some more likes. Sweeten the labor. Absolutely. Come on, guys. You know, we do this, we do this for the love and we do it for the likes. All right. Our panics, yeah. All right. So, but more for the love for sure and to be in this space, but we would love to extend ourselves some more. But, if you want to get us over here, you have to do the do. All right. So that we are on the ball where this is like our job. But you know the thing already. We have to balance other things. So we're happy to have you guys here with us. And Tamar is saying Bennett for this one. Yeah, Bennett should do very well in this one. And we're going to keep an eye out on that bubble time, 13:41. All right, so we'll see what happens in this one for sure. Again, welcome one, welcome all. So happy to have you guys here with us. And hopefully we have some likes and subscriptions going on. All right, come on, guys, be on this journey with us as we journey to 10K. All right, subscription. And if you're tuning in from Antigua and Barbuda, welcome. We know we have Justin in the chat there for sure. All right, so again, welcome. All right, and you're saying Thompson, all right, is in impeccable form. You need to go listen to the man, Justin. The man says the world record would not surprise him. So you know what that means. And he's saying he's hungry. He wants all the accolades. Those are some big talks. And then he was like, I am not a media person. I let my actions speak for me. So for him to be talking and saying that we should expect some great things to come. And there was something else that Ovi and I we were talking about based on what he shared. Oh, he was talking about a question was posed to Thompson, like, pretty much kind of asking him if he has gotten that dip correctly. And he said, if you are good enough, you don't need to rely on a dip. So what I'm getting from the man is that, listen, what happened at the Olympic Games will never happen again because he's going to ensure that he takes control of that race. So I'm going to win by about 5 or so. It's not going to be left up to any dip to decide if a torso goes over the line first or if it's a leg. So he's going to ensure, and that's my analysis of his talk because it was loaded and you have to be critical to analyze, what it is that Kishane is sharing in that context. All right, heat number 2, David, Raven, Orlando, Jaim, Demario, and Richard. In a little bit, you should see the time going there on screen. All right, they're being called to stand up. So let's see here, and let's go back in the chat here. And Tech Gaming said, "You're so funny, you're making me laugh. I'm happy that I'm putting some smiles on your face." All right, mindset. The times are not super fast, but considering that they have over 2 months left, I think they're on the right trajectory. I believe you're referring to the hurdlers here. And Mark is saying, I think he'll deliver. And I believe that's regarding Kishane. And Justin here is saying the world record is not easy as he thinks, but I'm seeing low 9.6 in him. For sure 9.6, and the man says he's going to leave it on the track, so I'll wait for that. But you know, he's also sharing that the record would not surprise him. All right, so as you can see here, the time's coming in 13:20. All right, Orlando Bennett 13:24, Jaheim 13:27, David 13:69, Richard 13:73, Raven 14:19. All right, so bubble times there. All right, so Bennett and Prince, you know, they were very close there in the context of the finish. All right, so Prince got it over Bennett in this one. And of course, World Champs qualification there in terms of the time for Prince, Bennett, and Stern. All right, so Stern should be okay, definitely okay there based on the bubble time so far. All right, 13:37, so should, you know, be fine there based on the first heat. All right, in a little bit, you'll see the next heat coming up on screen there. So we'll await that. All right, and Justin is saying Bolt is once in a lifetime athlete. All right, for sure. We'll see what happens for sure, Justin in that context, but he's looking good. All right, he's definitely looking good. Guys, are we at 50 likes yet? Come on, Justin, get me some likes in the chat there. Mindset, I know you're there. All right, so both the best ever. All right, so we'll see what happens in the context of Kishane. All right, guys, so welcome. If you're just tuning in, welcome to our live update. So we're trying to bring you updates as best as we can. All right, in this context here. And it's day 3 at the National Stadium. All right, so just looking here in the chat and seeing your comment there, Justin. Mindset there. Prince is in good form. All right, and will be more competitive, I guess, in the final. All right, so we'll definitely look out. All right, so we see the final heat here on screen. Charvis, Rashim, Odario, Jerome, Tyler, Mason, and let's see here, Joshua. All right, so we'll definitely see what happens for this one. Welcome one, welcome all. All right, and right after this one, we'll go to the women's 800 meters final. All right, so we're getting down to gravy, as they would say. All right, so welcome, guys. Happy to have you guys here with us as we continue to grow stronger together. So we'll wait for this one. Oh, Justin, are you talking about Brian Neville there regarding the 200, 100? All right, so we'll definitely see. Or are you referring to Chris Taylor? Which athlete, Justin? All right, so again for this one, Charvis, Rashim, Odario, Jerome, Tyler, Matthew, Joshua. All right, so we're waiting for this one. And I know we have Cheryl here tuned in from the Cayman Islands. So Rashim here representing Cayman Islands. Brian Level or Chris Taylor? Type the name in the chat because I mentioned two, Justin. Okay, Brian Level. Yes, so Level unfortunately was definitely looking forward to seeing him doing something good, but there was some happenings with the 100 meters final. I'm not sure if that impacted him, given the delayed start. So not too sure, but he looks good in the 200 based on what we saw earlier. And of course, the 200 meters, his better event. So we hope that, you will take that one and you'll make the team at the very least in the 200. So there you go on screen for the final heat here of the 110-meter hurdles. All right, Tyler Mason, 13:22. So it's a world champs qualifying time. All right, 13:33 for Jerome Campbell. Odario, 13:44. So based on that bubble time there, will not make it. Next, we have Rashim. And let me tell you, Campbell got away quickly, but Tyler Mason was very focused and decided that I'm going to take this one. So Tyler Mason Campbell, they booked their tickets, all right, to the final. And we see the remaining times there. Brown 13:57, Matthew 13:71, Charvis 13:82, Joshua there rounding things out. Let me see if I'm missing an athlete. No. All right, so there we go. So Phillips again will miss out. All right, based on the bubble time, and we should see the compiled listing a little bit there on screen. All right. And Justin is saying I have to give some love to the Turbo Twins. Absolutely. It was unfortunate that, Tia did not get to complete the final run there. And that is why I'm trying so hard to figure out if, by any stretch of my imagination that she'll get into Tokyo. But there are two things that I am considering, but I am not too sure yet regarding the wild card entry from the Diamond League. I'm not sure if they're going to use last year or this year's. All right, but that too will be very challenging. And I don't know the degree of her injury, right? Or whatever she was feeling at the time, but for sure she had a tape on. And so that all depends to on the extent of whatever it is that affected her last evening. So we just want to ensure that we're keeping her in our prayers where that is concerned for her to recover quickly. Because I am just imagining, Tia, on any given moment, one is taking it, the other one is right there behind, and vice versa. So that's definitely looking good. And mindset, well, when will the 200 meters final? So that the finals will be tomorrow for the 200 meters. All right. So that's the context there. Jamie, welcome. If she wins the Diamond League, she can get there. Yeah, so that's one situation, and we're trying to figure out if they're going to use last year's or this year's. All right. And the next thing too, I believe that Sharika Jackson won't double. Ovi does not have or does not share the same belief, all right? And so that is totally okay. It's just an assumption that we have, but different, assumptions, obviously. I just feel that Sharika is going to focus on the 200 meters and perhaps not. And I know earlier in the chat, Gail, I believe, shared that Sharika is perhaps going to do both because it's like a rematch. But for some reason, I believe Sharika won't double, but we'll definitely see. Again, that's just an assumption. And, if you were here earlier, you would have heard Ovi just sharing about that in that context. So we'll definitely see what happens. And we want to hear from you. Do you believe that Sharika will double? But again, it's just an assumption, guys. It's just my belief that she won't do the double because she's going to focus on ensuring that she, get that 200 meters world title again. So that's just my opinion, and we would love to hear from you as well. All right, so there you have it in the context of the times there for the hurdles. So Demario goes in with the fastest qualifying time, Tyler Mesa, then Rashid, Orlando Bennett, followed by Parchi, Jerome, then Jahim. All right, so unfortunately, La France won't make it. So Giano as well, Odario, Dejour, Jahim, David, Matthew, Richard, Charvis, Chevron, Joshua, and Joshua. So we want to just, acknowledge all the athletes for showing up and putting on a show for all of us. All right, so the next event, all right, that we have right now, and we'll just follow along on screen here, is the 800 meters final. All right. So for women here in this one, Jaylene, Alicia, Gabriel, Adele, Kellyanne, Natalia Gould Toppin, all right, Kishero, Monique Stewart, Shafiqua Maloney, all right, Gladys, and Judy. And again, the international athletes will not impact, Jamaica's, number, all right, to go to the world event. So just to let you know, and we'll definitely keep an eye on screen. So let me just try and get this up where we can see the time. So we have some non-Jamaicans in this final because they have extended it to 11, but it will not impact, Jamaica's number, all right? And Justin is sharing there in the chat that, Sharika perhaps would be the favorite to win the gold and for the 200 and 100. All right, so we'll see. So lots there. And Jamie is saying Diamond League for this year will be before World Championship, making it the most current in terms of the winners. All right, so it will be this year's. And that's a fair analysis there, Jamie. So thanks for sharing in the chat. All right, so OJ, welcome, and thanks for being back with us. All right, and come on, people, hit the likes. OJ is saying you need to get the likes going. We're over 100 strong, so thank you so much, guys, for being here with us. All right, so we have, Antigua and Barbuda, Trinidad and Tobago, Cayman Islands, Jamaica, the US, the UK, Who else is here? Let us know where you're tuned in. Would love to give you a big Voices in Education welcome. All right, so we'll watch this one on screen. And Tamar here is saying Adele and Natoya. All right, some good picks there in terms of representation. All right, should have at least one more there going through. So we'll definitely see what happens. All right, so again, welcome if you're just tuning in. Guys, we're not yet at 50 likes and we're over 100. Come on, man. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Hit the like button, hit the subscription button. All right, share some likes with us. All right, so it's the 800 meters and we're going to watch this one on screen. And Ovi, are you here? I'm just checking in really quickly, few seconds. All right, so I suspect that Ovi will jump in as soon as he's able to. All right, so we'll just keep it going here. All right, guys. So again, welcome if you're just tuning in. Welcome one, welcome all. We're so happy to have you guys here with us. All right, and Eco is saying Natoya. All right, so good tapping there. All right, so we're waiting for the start. And again, you'll see that time going on screen. All right, once everything is on its way. All right, so not missing out. So we'll definitely see what happens. So just waiting and let me check in the chat here. No new comments just yet in the chat. And again, guys, welcome one, welcome all. Let me know where you're tuned in from. Please remember to hit the like button. 10 more likes. Let's get it going. Close the X and hit the thumbs up button. 10 more likes and let's keep going. Let's get closer to 100 with our likes. Come on, let's keep going. And I'm just trying to get into the chat here again. All right, there we go. And some lanes are being shared at this point for the start. So just to let you know that. And I'm not sure why the lanes are being shared with the local athletes. And I believe the invited athletes should be sharing a lane. And I would like to hear your take on that. Adele Tracy was sharing a lane with Maloney. So would love to hear your take on that. But I'm not going to spoil anything for you. All right, so we'll see here. All right, so as you can see there, we'll definitely see what happens. All right, in a little bit, I'll come to your mindset. I'll just put it on screen. But Christopher Taylor, the fastest time going is 20:50 something, I believe. But I'll just put it up on time there, on screen there in a little bit. All right, so we'll definitely see here as we watch the time go. And we'll definitely see what happens. Again, welcome one, Jacqueline, welcome. All right, so Jacqueline, they're rooting for Natalia Gould and Adele Tracy, straight out of Florida. All right, so thanks for sharing there in the chat. All right, so we'll definitely see what happens in this context. Again, welcome one, welcome all. All right, so again, as you can see there, Maloney 159.81. All right, so Maloney there doing very well. And Maloney went to the front and extending the gap between herself and Gould. And Gould apparently did not time her race very well. But let's see if she's in the top in 3 for the Jamaicans. All right, because Maloney, all right, 159.81, not Jamaican. New national champion is Kellyanne Beckford 20023. All right, so Natalia Gould is usually who we're expecting, all right, to be the the champion. I mean, she has been the 800 meters national champion for years, as far as I can remember. All right, so Kellyanne Beckford, all right, has taken that title. All right, so 20023. All right, so kudos there. And it's a PB, I believe, for Kellyanne. All right, so again, welcome one, welcome all. If you're just tuning in. All right, so sometimes they're Gladys 20073, Ghoul 20097, Judy 20156, Gabrielle 20175, Adele 20201, Kishay 20407. And again, the international athletes will not affect the Jamaican athletes. All right, so we'll turn our focus to the men's 800 meters final next. All right. So the list here up on screen for the men's 800 meters. All right, so the gentlemen here, Kemario, Dylan, Brian, Therese, Handel, all right, Navaski, Richard, Keville, Terence, Boyan, Carlington, Tyrese. All right, Taylor. So we'll watch on screen here. And again, the results here. So even though Toppin here is in the number 4 spot, so she would have finished second in the context of the Jamaicans, and will definitely perhaps I'm not sure if Kellyanne has the World Championship qualifying time, but for sure Gould does. So we'll see what happens there. And we're going over to the 800 meters time here. All right, 800 meters race. And here again, we have the list up on screen and we'll follow along the time with the time there on screen. And again, we have our Jamaican athletes. So Navaski sharing a lane. And sharing with the athlete from St. Vincent, I believe. All right, so Andal Ruben. So that's the situation. So we'll definitely see what happens. And Eco is saying, I see your comment there regarding Natalia. All right. So we wait for this one, for the time on this one to get on its way. So again, guys, the chat is very quiet. Let me know if you're still here and if you're hearing me loud and clear in the chat there. That is definitely important. Let me know if you're hearing me. Ovi, I'm not sure if you're here, but you can let me know when you're back. All right, Eco is still here, so that's good to know. So we're just waiting here, guys, for this one to get on its way. All right, so the athletes here, still waiting for this one. As you can see, it's off right now. All right, so that's good. And we'll just watch along. Thanks for being here, Jacqueline. Mindset, you're hearing me, so that's good. All right, so fantastic. And we'll definitely see what happens in this one. So coming up will be the 400-meter hurdles to close things off there in the National Stadium. All right, guys. So again, welcome, welcome. So we have 2 races to go. And getting closer to that moment. All right, so we'll see what happens. All right. So we'll see what happens in this one. And in a little bit, we'll see some results there on screen. Very interesting their mindset for sure, because as far as I can remember, maybe about 10 years or so, I don't know. All right, as you can see there, Tyrese 1:45:26. All right, Roban 1:45:31. So We'll see here. Navaski 146.03. And Tyrese Taylor finished very well, timed that run very well. All right, QE 146.09. So that's a new best there for Tyrese Taylor, new PB, and becoming the national champion. And just waiting for the remaining times. All right, guys, so there you have it. All right, so Avi, are you here? All right, so we're just, waiting now for the times to populate on screen, and then we'll have two more events to go. All right, so it's the 400-meter hurdles, all right, that we have coming up next. So in a little bit, we'll definitely see what the list there, but just waiting here for the results here to come on up. And there we have them coming in now. Dylan 147.56, Richard 149.78, Kemario 156.53, Keville 159.05. All right, Terence 201.67. And let's see here. All right, and 204 there for 89. Boyan 205.06. All right, so just waiting for the times there. All right, so just to remind you that Kellyanne, the 800 meters national champion, she will have to make that Tokyo qualifying time. All right, so she's yet to have that time. Gould Toppin does, from just the top of my head, should have, all right, that time. All right, so we're just going to change gears a bit here and bring up the 400-meter hurdles final. All right, women's senior hurdles here. All right, so in this one, Deshanique Douglas, Gariel, Janive Russell, Safia Hines, Cheyenne Salmon, Andrenet Knight, Rochelle Clayton, and Sanique Walker. All right, so the athletes there for this one, and we'll definitely see what happens here. All right, so again, welcome one, welcome all. Who do you believe is going to take this one? Comment in the chat and let us know. And Donna, welcome Donna, welcome. 242, just got in, duty calls. Totally understand that for sure. All right, so and it's the same thing for Tyrese Taylor. So Tyrese Taylor does not have the qualifying time for the 800 meters. So they will have to figure that out to see if they can get that time just in time for the Tokyo games. All right. And Tamara is saying Clayton. All right. Russell Knight. All right. So that's a good way there. Eco is saying Salmon. All right. Mindset is saying Russell to win this one. All right. So Russell over Clayton. All right. So we'll definitely see there. All right. So we're waiting on the 400-meter hurdles for women. And then that will be followed by the 400-meter hurdles for men to close out the day. All right, mindset is saying, guys, hit the likes. Let's do that. Hit the like button, hit the subscription button, and let us continue to grow stronger together. All right, guys, so we're here and the hurdles are being laid, or perhaps they're there, at least from what I can see. So we're just waiting for this one. All right, so I'm just going to go to some music while we get ready, but you're not missing out. All right, so we're just going to go to some music while we wait for the hurdles. And keep the chat going, guys. Just keep the chat going. All right, that would be fantastic. All right, guys. So they're just about ready for this one, and in any moment now, we should see the screen going there in the context of the time. All right. So again, welcome one, welcome all. If you're just tuning in, we're so happy to have you guys here. Please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button as we continue to grow stronger together. Again, welcome one, welcome all. All right, so we're here and we'll definitely see what happens in this one. Again, Deshanique, Gariel, Janive, Safia, Cheyenne, Andrenet, Rochelle, Sanique. All right, so we'll see this one going any moment. All right. So for sure, we will see what happens between or I said, we'll see what happens with these athletes, Russell, Salmon, Knight, and Clayton. All right, so let's see what happens. Again, welcome one, welcome all. We're so happy to have you here. All right, so come on, if you have not yet hit the like button, what are you waiting for? And if you have not yet hit the subscription button, what are you waiting for? We'll be here tomorrow for the final day of the trials, and you want to ensure that you're here with us. Ensure that you hit that subscription button, tap the bell and select all so that you do not miss any updates. All right, so we'll see the time going any moment now. And hopefully that works on screen. So Knight is the fastest this season. And it's not showing on screen, but I can let you know that they've been sent on their way. First time of asking. And they're doing well here. Knight is there. Someone is in business. All right. So Andrenet Knight is going as well. Rochelle Clayton is going well. All right, is moving perhaps the best of all right now. All right, this is perhaps going to be a heck of a finish here. All right, so spring off the top bend here. Clayton, Salmon, Knight. So let's see here. All right, Rochelle Clayton takes command. All right, so that's class and experience there. So Clayton secures another national title. All right. So just to let you know that, and I'm going to refresh the page here in a little bit, and just to let you see, hopefully, some results there. And there we go. All right, Rochelle Clayton, 53.81. All right, World Championship qualifying time. Andrenet Knight, 54.52. World Champs qualifying time. Cheyenne, 54.65. World Champs qualifying time. All right, Sanique, all right, 55.38. Safia, 57.45. Gariel, 59.63. Janive, 59.67. Deshanique, 101.75. All right, so there you have it. There you have it. All right. Rochelle, all right, separated herself again. Class and experience there for sure came through. All right, again, welcome if you're just tuning in. All right, and Jacqueline, they're not seeing any new comments in the chat. All right, but again, there you have it, the result on screen there from the final. All right, the big result there. Clayton taking this one. So one race to go to close out this live. All right, so let's just
So
go to.
I'm just going to chip in a little bit here. My co-host, a brilliant run there by.
Could you check your message, please?
No problem, no problem.
But you can go ahead.
Yeah, a beautiful race ran there by Clayton. You know, really taking command after getting to that final bend, and closed out the race really well. And we must say kudos to Knighton as well for her performance. Good run from the ladies in general there. Back over to you.
All right, fantastic. And here we go for the men's, all right, final in the 400-meter hurdles. Devonte, Antonio, Romaria Stewart, Tyrese, Rashawn Clark, Assini, Malik James King, Demar Murray. And of course, we'll be looking for Rashawn Clark, Malik James King, in this one, and perhaps Assini, Demar. So we're seeing some Titans here. So we'll see what happens in this one for sure. All right. And again, welcome one, welcome all. So happy to have you here with us. And it's the final one. Let us know in the chat. All right, who you're taking for this one. All right, so come on, guys, comment in the chat here. And Eco is saying Rashawn. All right, just seeing some. Vanessa is asking, Genevieve injured? I am not too sure, but a possibility. Tech Gaming, I am still here. I want to see, but I'm holding on. One more to go. Eco is saying Rashawn, and Tamar is saying Rashawn there. So Clark for this one. Come on, guys, give me some likes, give me some subscriptions. All right, turn on your post notification bell so that you do not miss any updates from this channel. All right. Welcome one, welcome all. Again, please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button as we continue to grow stronger together. So we have two with the World Championship qualifying standard already. So that's Rashawn Clark and King. All right. So we'll definitely see what happens. And Kingston 11 there. And Ava, welcome, Clark. Guys, can you believe it? You haven't even given me 50 likes yet? No, that's not looking good. Come on, I know we can do it. Close the X and hit the like button and hit that subscription button as well. All right, so all right, we'll definitely see what happens in a little bit. All right, so we'll definitely see what happens in this one as we wait for the start here. All right, so there you go. It's going, and we'll definitely see what happens at the end of this one. And where they're watching, I won't spoil anything for you. All right, so there you have it there. And we'll just wait for the times. All right, so there you have it. Rashawn Clark, 4802. Assini, 4842. Malik James King, 4849. But let me tell you, Rashawn Clark, he separated himself from the rest of the field. And Assini Wilson and Malik James, they finished close there. So Rashawn Clark, all right, is still our national champion. All right, great performances there. And 4:48:49. So James King, they all have the qualifying time. Tyrese 49:14. Devontae 50:73. Demar 50:84. Romario 51:02. Antonio 51:17. All right, Ovi, I am going to come over to you for this one.
Yes, thank you, Roshan Clark there coming through and doing his thing. And, brilliant run by him. He had work to do and he did that one, representing his country at the best there. And, I like the little celebration that he did at the end. He cupped his hands and put it at the ears and saying, where's the noise coming from now? And he did really, really, really well there. So we wish him all the best, and hopefully his performance will continue as it relates to the 400 meters race. So just to give you some times, Russian Clark 48:02 taking that one ahead of Asin Williams 48:42, Malik James King third place 48:49, Tyrese Hyman 49:14 for fourth place, and we have Devontae Archer 50:73 for fifth place. Demar May 50:84 for sixth place. Romario Stewart 51:02 and Antonio Fox 51:17. So another good performance here. And it's good to see the athletes still turning out for the quarter mile race. And straight enough, the 400 meters race is considered a sprinting event, because the athletes, it's pretty competitive throughout those races, just as you would have the 100 and 200 persons are sprinting for the entire race and, taking charge. So big up to Rasheen Clark, Rashawn Clark, he did really, really, really well. And I'm coming into the chat to see what persons are doing here. So Eiko is saying big up to Clark from Olympic Way. All right, Olympic Way, large and in charge, Eiko. And the mindset says great show tonight. Once again, voices, we appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mindset. We appreciate you as well. You guys, you are here day after day, and you're making sure that you are in the chat and letting us know exactly what is happening. We could not be doing this without you guys. It's definitely a team effort, and we are happy to have you as a part of our Voices in Education family. Your presence is always welcome and appreciated. But that's what we have for tonight, guys. A brilliant, brilliant day there in the National Stadium. Again, we've seen some good performances. We can, off the top of my head, I'm remembering Russian Clark right here, Kappa as well with a good run. We have Broadbelt, really, really good run from him as well. We see persons checking out. Bye, Donna. Take care of yourselves. Good having you here. Guys, before you leave, remember to hit that like button, hit that subscription button, and turn your post notification on. We will be back with this tomorrow for the final night. And it's going to be really lit. We're going to have those 200 meters finals coming up. And we want to share that experience with you. So make sure before you go, hit the like button, turn your post notification on. You can only do that if you've subscribed. So subscribe, turn your post notification on. And if you want, and we're encouraging you to, let us get the family bigger and better. Invite a friend to come along with you next time. So we really appreciate having you guys here. And we're going to end this one pretty shortly. So I'm not sure exactly what my co-hosts have planned, but we might just call this one here right now. So we're gonna call this one. So guys, remember, thank you for being here with us. We appreciate having you here. We love bringing the updates to you. So what we're gonna ask you to remember to hit the like button, turn your post notification on after you've subscribed, so that we can continue to grow together. We look forward to hearing from you tomorrow as we put the lid on the National Junior Senior Champs for 2025. So we're definitely looking forward to have you back here with us. From Ovi on this side and from my co-host, we're going to tune this one out. So we're going to give you a little bit of music and we're going to segue out of here and hit us up tomorrow on this one. Once again, make sure you have your post notification on so you know exactly when we're coming live so you don't miss out on any of the wonderful conversations that we have and the information that we will provide. So continue to stick and stay with us. We really appreciate you. Walk good and take care. God bless you all.